I could go into heavy detail, and I will. And I will go into heavy detail.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Rise, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and where with the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me. But I have to put her on the side and where with the boys.
What's up?
But I have to...
How's it going, everybody? Good to be here.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
April 8th. 6 past the bottom of the
But I
hour.
have to put her... But I have to put her on the side and where about the boys.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz, and I'm very happy to be here today. I got a great little program for you. As long as your name's not Tim or Don, Candus, they probably won't like it, but that's okay. You know, it's whatever at this point, you know. And one of the things that like I've always expected of a media manager is protecting their clients, or in this case, client friends. I think that they are friends. And as our credibility, mine particularly, and others along the way, come into question all the time about the, you know, your motives or your, you know, credentials or what you should be doing, what you can and cannot say. And, you know, they call you a liar. They call you an exploiter. They call you everything that you can think of, even if you've been fair and honest. Now, fair doesn't necessarily mean that you just ignore things and keep moving. That's not what that means. Fair is looking at the facts. And by the way, I find it so funny that people sit on panels with others like they're the moral authority of what should and shouldn't happen, or what you should and should not say. I'll tell them that they should probably just shut up because they're wasting their breath, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. Keep them coming. I am a loose cannon. I'm a loose cannon. Let's see how loose of a cannon I am tonight. Now, for, I would say, the better part of 2 months now, the media manager has really kicked it up a notch. He is absolutely playing ball for Don and Candus, in my personal opinion. And it's been like this now for a while. But at every turn, at every single turn, it is to discredit me or Chris or anybody else that covers the story the way that they don't like. First of all, they said we shouldn't be covering it. We shouldn't talk about it. And if you have a negative view of the case, then you're evil. You're hateful. You're a liar. And I've been called a liar. I've been called hateful. I've been called an exploiter. I've been called it all. And I guess I'm okay with it, because that's not what I feel like I'm doing. I feel as though there are lying and exploiting. There is lying and exploiting going on in other aspects of this case by people that are much closer to the case and people that should tell the truth. Now, as I've been personally attacked on the Find Summer Wells page, personally, which is fine. I'm fine with it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, whatever a gander is, I'm not sure. However, there's a couple posts that I missed last month from Tim that are particularly, in my opinion, I wouldn't say they're completely dishonest. I will let you be the judge of that. I'll let you be the judge. Okay, a gander's a male goose. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's a male goose. All right. So let me just bring this up really quick, and then we'll just start. All right. So this is from the Find Summer Wells page. And this to me seems like misinformation, but you guys tell me what you think. I often hear or read random case cliches that express that the Summer Wells case has gone cold. It has never been cold. The TBI and FBI, and by the way, I don't know how you would know that, Tim, because they don't even share information with your clients. Friend clients, your friends. The TBI and FBI solidly continue working on this case. The cliche cold case is usually only advanced by individuals who desire vindication to step in with dramatic solutions, which increase their self-importance online. That's a direct shot at McDonough. And I've also pushed that I thought that it could have been a cold case before. Now, do I believe that? I don't. But there were times where I may have felt that way. I don't know what the problem is by saying, oh, yeah, it could be. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. If it is, I'm sorry. Okay. Please know and share. This case is far from cold, and likewise, for those citizens new to the case, the Wells have had numerous top international body language professionals and entertainment professionals such as Dr. Phil.
Yep. I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
They put their global reputations on the line by publicly declaring the Wells are not involved.
We need your help to find your daughter.
In the disappearance of their daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells. Likewise, the polygraph tests agree. We'll get to that here in a minute.
We need your help to find your daughter.
That's true.
Yep. I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
I mean, it's that's strange, that, right? All right, so there are reasons. Here. The polygraph tests agree. When the YouTubians first stepped in, the case was very hot and has continued to be that way. What? Oh, all right, well, fair enough. And has continued to be that way. There are reasons law enforcement remains quiet as they investigate.
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
Okay, so there are reasons law enforcement remains quiet as they investigate. Thank you to everyone who shares pictures on the website. FindSummerWells.com, flyers, information about Summer Wells to assist in someone seen and or someone with valid tips coming forward. The rest of what is in YouTubeville mostly is just entertainment.
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
It's just entertainment paparazzi who have made multiple thousands of dollars off random and imaginative ramblings for profit. So, we could talk about incoherent ramblings in writing form. And let me see here. Dr. Phil looked at Con and Candus like they were nuts. That's a YouTubian in the house. And your clients, let me see here. And your clients don't ask for updates from LE. Why? I'm allowed to have my opinion. I'll continue to speak out for Summer. Candus is too busy putting her missing daughter on the side. That's an opinion of somebody that pays attention to this case. And they're allowed to have muscles and mascara. And thank you so much. They're allowed to have that opinion. You can have that opinion if you want. Seems reasonable. The rest of, okay, so we did that. This is a world of its own, a digital theme park unrelated to the real world in this case. By thinking it is cold, they indulge in delusions, thinking they're heating up the case. In reality, this case is not cold and never has been. Remember, the TBI clearly said that they do not want social media rumor tips. They only want valid, clear tips. The case is not cold. Prayers, encouragements for the family, and sharing online or offline, as mentioned above, is the true proper goal of humanity, helping fellow humanity. Thank you to those people. The Summer Wells case is not and has not been a cold case. Thank you to the warm-hearted people, the huge majority who naturally understand this. So basically, Tim here is saying, look, guys, there's nothing here. The Dr. Phil has basically cleared Dawn and Candus. The behavioral panel has cleared Dawn and Candus.
Yep. I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
Right. Okay. So, and then the behavioral panel.
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
Right. Okay. Well, that to me seems pretty self-explanatory. The fact that you would say that is interesting, but once again, here's an even more interesting post. Not this one. This one sucked. This post sucked. Big time. Here we go. Beautiful. So this is right after Tim crawls under the, or that not Tim, but Dawn crawls all the way under the, well, not even all the way under the bus. Trending, incoherent rambling. Love that you have the audio to disprove the lies, Josh. I mean, it's all there. It's all there. This makes me hateful, though. This makes me hateful, and this makes me vindictive, and this makes me, not their sheep. And everybody else that says that along with them. I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm just not. And damn us that don't. But you know what? This isn't very honest. Find Summer Wells, March 24th, 5:35 p.m. Could have been eating dinner with his family. Instead, well, here we go. I'm often re-asked, like he's so bothered. I'm re-asked and asked again. I'm re-asked about the interviews for the Dr. Phil show.
I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
YouTubians have various creative interpretations of why Candus left the one interview. This video explains the event, and I'm not going to play it because I don't want to. But he goes on to explain it here. It was originally posted November 26, 2021. In simple form, she left because I told her to leave if things felt uncomfortable for her. Boo-hoo. Uncomfortable for her? What about Summer? What about the daughter? You suck that up, my friend. And you take all that uncomfortableness and embrace it like a champion. I'm not comfortable when people tell me that I'm an exploiter, that I'm a tragedy pimp, that, I'm this or that. I'm not comfortable with it, but it's you know what? I'm convicted to do it, so I do it. How dare you tell her to leave? If things got uncomfortable. Uncomfortable? If things get too uncomfortable talking about your, of course it's uncomfortable. Why wouldn't it be uncomfortable? It's a terrible thing. It's an uncomfortable situation, but it's even worse than that. It's even worse than that. Wow. Uncomfortable. She left because I told her to leave if things felt uncomfortable for her. Actually, I said either go completely quiet, which is what she does, or simply leave. Okay, well, if they've had such a great grasp on this case like you claim that they have and always, If that's what you truly feel, then why go on Dr. Phil at all? And if he asks you, hey, did you have anything to do with your daughter going missing? Go quiet if you feel uncomfortable about that. The answer is no. Unless that's not true. Now, I don't know if it is or if it isn't. But these smoke screens and these, manipulative play on words and trying to make people feel like they are the crazy ones doesn't fly. You have questioned me, which is fine. I'm for it. It's totally good because I've put myself out there in a major way. And not only is it just, difficult to hear those things about you, especially when they're not true, because you know in your heart that that's not how you feel and that's not why you do what you do. But, damn how anybody else wants to feel. She left because I told her to leave if things got uncomfortable for her. Actually, I said either go completely quiet or simply leave. We discussed this before ever arriving in Los Angeles. In reality, there wasn't anything highly suspicious happening. The drama of the day had been too intense. This interview, which she had no desire to do, was the last emotional straw. She had no desire to do it. Is that weird? And to be honest with you, I'm trying to really be fair about it. Like, yeah, I'd be nervous. I'd be scared. I'd be terrified. I'd be anxious. I'd be excited to get the word out there. Ask me anything. My daughter is missing. Pick my life apart. I don't care. Pick it apart. It's okay. Whatever helps find my daughter. But instead, from the media manager, what you get is, hey, man, if you're Candus, if you're uncomfortable, just be quiet or leave. Is that really good advice? That was not good advice, Tim. I'll tell you that right now. It's not good advice. It was bad advice. As usual. Bad advice. In reality, there wasn't anything highly suspicious happening. The drama of that day had been too intense. This interview, which she had no desire to do, was the last emotional straw. How many times have we heard that one? The drama of the day had been too intense. The interview, which she had no desire to do, was the last emotional straw. Just like YouTube, the Dr. Phil show is the entertainment industry that needs drama for viewership ranking. Yeah, so, Tim, let me just say this. So you think that it was edited in such a way that the number one daytime TV show in the last 20 years needed to do that to draw in viewers? Maybe your whole statement about them clearing Candus and Dawn isn't exactly accurate.
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
Man, right. Okay. In reality, we got all that. However, that was expected to happen in some form. It's the same things that we get accused of. However, the complete Dr. Phil staff were and are great people and an honor to work with. Also, it wasn't entertainment when Dr. Phil and the behavioral panel put their reputations on the line to state globally that they believe Don and Candus are not directly involved with the disappearance of Summer.
I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
Right. Right.
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
Right. All right. The complete Dr. Phil, it was entertainment. They put their reputations on the line to state globally that they believe that Don and Candus are not directly involved in this disappearance of Summer. That was real and remains that way. Dr. Phil continues to promote these shows. The show can easily be searched and found on YouTube. Well, once again, I disagree. I really don't. So what was the point of going to Dr. Phil? What was the point of these posts? Hey, you get asked all the time. Is it because Candus came off looking terrible? Yeah. Is that a PR nightmare for the media manager? Yeah. The fact that you're still answering questions about it. Yeah, that's terrible. But I don't believe that they put their reputations on the line for Don and Candus the way that you have specifically. What you spew is rhetoric that isn't necessarily accurate. And you want us to believe what you're saying and not have any independent thoughts about it whatsoever. Don't talk about it unless you're on our side. Man, I'll tell you, I think that just talking about it, you should be grateful. You know, I think just talking about it, you should be grateful. I don't understand this whole, I told her to leave if things felt very uncomfortable for her. Did you think that this was going to be a walk in the park? Did you think that this was going to be just a good day? Did you think that this was going to be something that was just easy to deal with? No. Of course not. The advice that you should have gave her before leaving, and I can guarantee you that you had to talk her into it. Because she didn't want to go. And we know that. Who would want to go? I wouldn't. I get it. I understand. But it should have been, hey, Candus, here's what you do. This is going to suck. And it's going to feel like you're being interrogated all over again. But that's okay, because this is going to get Summer's name out there in front of millions of people. And this is a good thing. Now, it's going to be tough, and it's going to be grueling. But you got to remember why you're here. You're here for Summer. You're here for Summer, your missing daughter. We know where you are, Candus. We know where you are. We know where Dawn is. The boys, they know where the boys are. You know, come on. We don't know where Summer is. And the fact that Candus sat up there when she did and said, this isn't helping me, and whatever else she wanted to say that day, and wanted to walk off the stage. Dawn was talking about it the other day, that she was freaking out, and that the staff was also freaking out because Candus wanted to leave. You understand that that is also, for a media manager, a PR nightmare that you're still dealing with. And yet you throw it on us. Now say Candus went through with it properly, because, I mean, she really didn't. You know, I mean, she did walk off and all that kind of stuff. She didn't really say anything. You know, Dawn did the I was at work and all that kind of stuff. I remember Dr. Phil very clearly stating that this was not a stranger abduction. Now, look, do I take everything that Dr. Phil says as gospel? No. Do I think that he's a fairly intelligent man? Yeah, of course. Do I think that he has common sense? I think so, yeah. Does he have credentials? Well, he's not a doctor anymore, but he used to be. That's why he calls himself Dr. Phil, but he's not a practicing forensic psychologist anymore. But at one time he very much was. What doesn't make sense is that Candus and Dawn, or specifically Candus, because she was the one there that day, right, Dawn? She was the one there that day, according to her. And once again, I forgive me if I'm being hateful, and forgive me if I'm, you know, a hate channel or whatever. I'm really sorry if that's how it comes off. I don't mean it to be. I really don't mean it to be that way. Cindy Oswald, thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. I'm not trying to be a hate channel. What about critical thinking? You don't like the way that I critically think. You don't like the way that I feel about this case, and you feel like it's none of my business. And once again, one of the best comments that I ever got was, when they say that it's none of your business, remind them that there is a national Amber Alert out for Summer Wells, and it became the public's business when that happened. The public is now and has been involved. That's what happens. And you should feel blessed that you got an Amber Alert, because a lot of kids that deserve them, just like Summer, who did deserve it and does deserve it, don't get them. That happens. That is just a true fact. And the way that he angled himself into this, it's not a cold case, it's not this or that, that's a direct shot at the Cold Case Foundation. That's a direct shot at Chris McDonough. And for some reason, Chris showed up, did an interview with Candus. People felt a certain way about it. And then what? And then it was all bad from there. How dare you have an opinion about the situation? They're Don and Candus easy targets? That has nothing to do with this. It's never had anything to do with it. Easy targets, all they had to do was look, try. All we hear now is that we don't know what else to do, but Tim wants you to think that this case is blazing saddles. Don doesn't know what to do. Candus doesn't know what to do. Back in November of 2021, not wanting to go on the Dr. Phil show, 5 months after stranger abduction, it would make a lot of sense. It would make a whole lot of sense. To do those kinds of things if you believe of a stranger abduction. And like I said, what did Dr. Phil say? Well, he said that this wasn't a stranger abduction. What does Don Wells, Candus say? Oh, that's a stranger abduction. Well, are you sure? Are we sure about that? No, of course not. We're not sure about it. We're not sure about anything. But to just be so disingenuous about what is being presented is negligent on your part. You're no better than us. You're no better than me. You report it one way, I report it the other. This isn't hateful. This is me having an opinion and others that either want to hear my opinion or share similarities in opinions. And if that makes us hurtful people, if that makes us hateful people, ignorant, whatever, then color me all those things. Check the box one by one. I do not understand Tim Mullins' role. Are you the media manager or are you their bodyguard? What are you? I find this whole thing rather weird. And I find it very funny as well that somebody that can bring so Dr. Phil can bring awareness or could bring awareness to the case. True. That's very true. Because he has a big audience. Okay. And you claim that this isn't a cold case, but you wouldn't know a cold case if it bit you in the ass. Or a warm case, because what? You do not work with law enforcement. You may fire off an email for Don because he doesn't know how to crank up a computer. I don't think he even knows how to email. Sorry, that was mean and hateful. Oh, God. This fool saying he enjoyed working with Dr. Phil and his staff like he works there. Right. Exactly right. Behind over here, but Tim would probably be better as an actual media manager. It'd probably be easier to control. It sucks when you have clients that don't listen to you. And do not think for 1 second that Tim hasn't told them to stay offline. And I guarantee Don says, oh, I won't, brother. I'll promise. I'll promise that. I shouldn't have done that. That was the last time. I'll never do it again. It's the Sabbath. Happy Sabbath, brother. And then I don't know what Tim sounds like. I never heard his voice, but it probably sounds something like this. Happy Sabbath, Don. Happy Sabbath, brother. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. By the way, it is Easter weekend. And for those of you that do celebrate Easter and the resurrection, happy Easter. And those of you that like to just hunt eggs, happy Easter to you as well. Yeah, we made some mistakes. Happy Sabbath, brother. Oh man, just it's ridiculous. Happy Sabbath, brother. Happy resurrection. Happy Easter. It's a beautiful thing. Easter's a wonderful time. But Tim's major issue with Dawn specifically is that he doesn't listen. He's never listened. He's a lost cannon.
He's a lost cannon.
And in a big way. Like a major lost cannon.
He's a lost cannon.
We know that. We all know that to be a fact.
He's trying to say that he's the meteor for our family, but I don't. Well, why do you need a meteor for my family? Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, I find myself wondering. Now, I'm not insinuating anything. I just don't get why they're not being honest about it. Why run interference if you don't need to? People would stop talking about the things that Don and Candus do on a daily basis if they stayed offline, but they can't because their pockets are getting fat now. They've got a whole crew and whatever. God bless them. If that's what people want to do with their money, they're very welcome to do it. But it's not to find summer. I don't feel like that. I really don't. I wish I did, but I don't. You know, like I said, people are welcome to do what they want, just like I'm can do what I want. Love them, bless them. Love them, bless them. You know? But there's a reason that they're there. There's a reason that they're there on YouTube. And I have a strong feeling why. The same thing that you accuse us of being on YouTube for. Money. Once again, we go back to the what's good for the goose is good for the gander. How do you not see that? I think that you're an intelligent person, Tim. I think so. I mean, you can type. But you're not doing them any favors. And you're not doing any favors by chopping at my credibility in a fake way, you know. Like, look, yeah, right. We all fall short, or we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. I don't know. Is that in the Seventh-day Adventist Bible? That's true, and it is true. And when Summer's case gets resolved, we can talk about my issues. I got lots of them. But mine aren't really, at this point, quite as important as a missing girl. Now, I get it. It's been 2 years. The urgency has really slowed down. I get it. I get it. And this is, and Joe 84, this is another great question. They took lie detector tests and were interrogated, or just the lie detector. So I don't know about that, but what I do know is that Brian Inton said that Ronnie Lawson told him that Don and Candus passed polygraphs. Awesome. Which one was that? The first one, the second one, or the third one? Al guy in the house, and he doesn't think Tim's smart at all. I didn't say that, Tim. I would never say that about you. I'm not a mean-spirited guy, but neither is Al guy. Judith Faye, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you for being here as well. But you know, it's really, it's just strange to me. Why is it? What is it exactly that I've done to be called a liar, to be called a tragedy pimp, that I'm exploiting? I do a nightly show, not on this channel, on another channel, where we don't even bring this stuff up. There's no exploitation here. But there is misinformation coming from you. Now, if you think that there isn't, and Candace Hardwick gifted 1 lab membership. Thank you. Thank you. I have from the beginning said that I would love nothing more than for Don and Candace to be innocent. And I have not accused them of the unthinkable. I have a theory, but I don't, and other people have their own theories. I can't control that. I cannot control the theories that other people have. I can only control mine. And I don't think what I'm saying is irresponsible in the least. I truly don't believe that. I think that what we say is based on fact and critical thinking. Now, you can say, hey, you're not as smart as you think you are, and that's probably true. And by the way, I don't even think that I'm that smart at all. I truly don't. I don't think that I'm some overly intellectual, super sleuth or anything like that. But you know what? I can tell a pile of crap when I see it. No offense. And I'm not saying that it's you. I'm just saying if you look like a pile of crap or you act like one, I can tell. It's not that hard. Is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it, I really don't feel it's irresponsible, man. But I do think that saying things like this, I'll tell you what's irresponsible. Telling Candace that if it gets uncomfortable for her, to just leave or go quiet. We've had enough of that leaving. We've had enough of that going quiet. You thought that that was good advice for somebody for the mother of a missing child? In all honesty, oh my God. like, in all honesty, I'm asking for a friend. Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. That was so the media manager tells the client, when it gets uncomfortable, just walk away and be quiet. Because Candus is at her wit's end, her last emotional straw. Well, you know what? The problem is you're going to have to use up every last emotional straw that's in the cupboard and then find some else, borrow some if you need to, and keep them coming. Oh, God, I can't even imagine. I haven't even looked at these. I'll read them later because I don't. But, you know, everybody, whoever wants to can go look at them anytime they want. But let's go back to one of my favorite. This is my favorite one. This one's cute. Now, Dawn, whenever you get uncomfortable under that bus, make sure to just roll right out of there. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about that will absolutely make you question whether you're sane or not. I'm sure they do. I don't know that, but I'm sure they do. But I mean, like that to me is unbelievable. This right there is on the Find Summer Wells Facebook page, ran by Tim. Which, by the way, I thought he quit. They post online now more than ever, and good for them. Keep it up. I'm sure we all love it so much because it's very helpful. Veritas Equitas. Is that right? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know, man. There's not, there's one of those things where people do stuff and then you go, hey, there's still time to delete that. I don't know if there's time to delete that or not. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think what's been done has been done there. Once again, stupidest post of all time. Remember, this is what he said about me personally. The Wells fully support law enforcement. Well, I mean, if they do, that's new. So, okay, I'll give you that one. But I don't believe that. And I don't have to. These types of headlines are the highest level of irresponsibility, just like Dr. Phil being entertainment only. Man, trial by fire, I'll tell you that. Here it is. The Wells have had numerous top international body language professionals and entertainment professionals such as Dr. Phil put their global reputations on the line. Could you be any more dramatic? On the line? They never once said, I stake everything on this. I guarantee you they had nothing to do with it. All they said, well, they didn't even really say that.
Tends to.
That's the wrong one. That's a good one, too, though. I'll play that one later.
Yep. I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
Does that sound like he's putting his reputation on the line? Does this sound like the behavioral panel is putting their reputation on the line?
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
Right. Does that sound like they're putting their reputations on the line internationally? Put their global reputations on the line? What do you put on the line? Your tidy whities? Not so tidy, not so whitey. Put their reputations on the line. I don't think so, man. I don't think he did. I didn't get that at all. I don't get that at all. But then, you know, you go on to give him a backhanded compliment. This is what you do. I am sorry, ICU. I know, I got carried away. Putting it all on the line. God, we're going to put it all on the line. Yeah, man, they publicly declared that Don and Can, they will say whatever they can. I mean, whatever they can. And you want to talk about twisting words? You want to talk about lying by omission? You want to talk about misdirection? You want to talk about everything that you say about us, me specifically. This one, you remember this one? Old statement out of context. I sent him a message. I said nothing was out of context, and nothing. It wasn't old either. He read it, didn't reply, but I expect nothing less from somebody who all they do is twist words. I expect nothing less at all. I never have expected much from Tim Mullen. And you know what? If I have no credibility, then what do you have? Because I think that you're playing interference for people that know way more than what they're saying. Is that a terrible thing for me to say? Does that make me hateful?
Yep. I think you know more than you're telling. We need your help to find your daughter.
Oh my God, what a declaration of just absolute they're vindicated. They did nothing. They know nothing.
If you don't have guilty knowledge, if you know anything, this is your kid. You need to push this out, whatever you know, because you show signs that you're hiding something.
Vet Girl says, what's irresponsible is when someone who has a missing child does not collaborate with Ellie, manipulates YouTube creators and a media campaign that in the end will implode. 1-800-TBI-FIND if you have any credible information as to the whereabouts of Summer Wells or any direct knowledge of her whereabouts or what happened. Please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I remember, Tim, also, didn't you one time say that like tips should come to you first? And also the downloaded phone data stuff, you know, I don't know if that was, you know, that's all very sketchy to me, but I don't know. I really don't know. I find that extremely weird. One of my favorite words in the English language. Don, listen up. You'll learn a new one. Tim is feckless and impotent. Jeez. I didn't know you were going to follow it up with that, but that's okay. Summer's disappearance is the highlight of his life. Stay on that neck, Josh. Summer needs truth tellers. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, where's Don's ulcer? Is it flared? Let me take a look. How flared is that thing? Can we get a check on the ulcer? Can we get a heat check on aisle 3? Heat check on aisle 3. Don's ulcer in the house. I don't know if he does or not. I hope not. Okay, we got a heat check. Yeah, Don's ulcer's at a 5 out of 5 right now, folks. He needs some chocolate milk. How does he get them saying, I don't think you're telling everything you know. I think you know more sound. I think you know more sounds and you show signs that you're hiding something. Yeah, it's not good for Don and Candus. And thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. But, you know, it's Amy, you're so late. It's not even funny. Well, I just laugh, so maybe it is. I don't disagree. I don't disagree that it's entertainment. I'm just saying I don't see how he gets that out of it. Is that where we're at? Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure if they did or not. I don't know if they knew him before. I don't know. I really don't. Is that true? I don't know. I've never seen his camera work, nor would I ever need to, nor would I ever want to. I don't know. You know, everybody's so damn worried about being right and correct that we got to smear everybody else and talk about everybody else. Love them, bless them. And I'm sure people will talk about this show. Talk about it. I don't care. I mean, there's an element of entertainment to it, of course, but yes. But I think that he actually was trying to help. This is to help Summer. Well, it's not helping me. Quote. Yeah, I remember. It's not helping me. Vet girl, they're going to call me a tragedy pimp if you do that again. Let's put the media manager to bed. Do not follow and do not give him any more exposure. His motive is what? Night. Well, I agree with you there. I agree with you. But we have to call out the hypocrisy when we see it. And there's a lot of it. I agree. It would be better just to ignore the guy, except that he's not actually telling the facts. He's just stating his twisted opinion. Yeah, you know what, Sly Little Rogue? What a great point. This isn't helping me. It's odd that Tim is the only person who Don trusts. Yeah. Look, man, you got to have something to hang on to. But to just flat out lie. I mean, that's what this was. I just don't believe that. Diamond Girl says it's not about him. Stop giving him any attention. Well, he's directly involved in this, and I agree, but you know, it's really not even like that. No, well, no, I don't think Candus does trust him. That's true. I do not think that Candus does trust him.
He's trying to say that he's the meteor for our family, but I don't. Well, why do you need a meteor for my family?
Cat H says it's time for the truth. It's time for truth from them. The lab rats stand for summer. Absolutely. Oh, that's what he's driving. Okay, yeah. I mean, I get you for sure. Wish I could send more. You're appreciated, Josh. Sending you and your family love, blessings, and wellness wishes. Happy Easter. Rachel, you don't have to send anything. And just, I appreciate you always being here and having nice things to say and just being a part of the channel. It's means a lot. Mystery Sky, happy Easter. I hope you guys all have a great Easter. I hope everybody gets to spend time with their family, their loved ones, and you have a relaxing Sunday. Once again, if you do, have any information regarding the Summerwells case that's pertinent, 1-800-TBI-FIND. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the new members, the super chats, the stickers, the questions, the likes, the shares. I thank you for it all. This channel doesn't operate without you, and the support is overwhelming, and we're not going to stop.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Appreciate you guys.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Right. Idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to...
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her... But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
Well, at first I thought, you know, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, you know, drug her out in the woods or, you know, or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
The other thing that you said that I have trouble with was when you told Candus that you protected her. And then she said, you haven't protected me. And you said, oh, really? And she said, yeah. And then you said, don't go there, Candus. Don't go there. Remember that?
You know, we're always arguing. No, I don't remember that, but you're supposed to. It's not about you. It's about someone. Yeah, I can tell. It's about you. Oh wow, bitch! I ain't go there. All right, then. I went and had your asshole, and I even protected your asshole. You didn't protect me. Well, really? Yeah. Yeah, just don't go there. Don't even go there. We're always arguing, and I do try to protect you.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not really. It is to me.
Don't say any absent stuff.
But I had to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any absent stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not really. It is to me. Right. Idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, that's real tough.
But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any absent stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not really. It is to me.
But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I had to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any absent stuff.
But I had to put her. But I had to put her